Hey guys, it's Logan with ChristmasDisplays.net, and I also thought that it would be neat. I started doing the Christmas light display at my parents' house, gosh, I don't know, back in like 2005 maybe, somewhere around there, and it outgrew there because traffic and everything, of course, and so we moved it to a church that's nearby, and this will be our 8th year at the church. About 4 or 5 years ago we started converting over to the WS2811 strip. Started out with we were on Lightorama originally, and then switched over to the Cosmic Color ribbons, and we did that for a year or two, and then ever since we've been I guess probably the last maybe don't remember, but it's been several years now we've been getting stuff from Ray and Paul. And so what I've got here is I've just got a new shipment in from Ray. We're going to be ordering about 225 strands in addition to this of the WS2811 pixel strands. It's the first time I've ever used those. We have a ton of the strips, but as you know, they're really delicate and they break really easily, so I'm hoping that we're going to be hanging these off of the building, replacing the incandescent Christmas lights. So this will completely convert the show at the church over to LEDs. And so anyways, I thought it would be neat to document how we're doing everything, how we're setting everything up. We've got a pretty good sized team that usually helps to put everything together, but I kind of spearhead and help get all the technical stuff together. So let's open it up and see what all we've got in here. And then I also have, I think this is like 21 meter extension cord. So what I'm going to do is run one of the strings down, run one of these in between, and then go back up, inject power, go back down, cross with one of these, and then back up. At least that's my my goal. I'm hoping to be able to run one data line, run about 6 strands of 50 pixels, and then do each of those off of one of the ports on the differential or on the F48. So anyways, let's take a look again at what all we got. Got the extension cords there, more extension cords. We've got the big roll of wiring. We've got 3 of the 350 watt power supplies there. Several pigtails. We've got our T's for the power injection. And of course we have a lot of pixel strands, so it's a lot of stuff to play with. So what I've done is I've taken the strand of lights that's supposed to be the custom 5 meter strand from Ray, and I've laid it out on the ground, and I've put a tape measure there. We're going to measure it in case you've never ordered anything from Ray or from one of the Chinese vendors. You can kind of see the quality and that it is actually the length you're asking for. He did a great job. This was a custom strand, so let's take a quick look at that. I got the custom strips. Everything that I asked from Ray looks awesome. Looks pretty much exactly like what I needed. But I'm curious. Like I said, I've never used these like Coro strips. I think that's what you call them. I've never used those before because I've never used pixel strings before. We've always used the strips. So I'm curious. The strands that I ordered, they're custom. They are 6 meters, so 20 foot, and I'm curious as to how much shorter the strand is going to be, you know, because the spacing won't match up. So I'm curious how much shorter the strand total will be once I put them in one of these. Would also love some tips. I guess maybe just set it out in the sun and letting these straighten out. But let's take a look. I'm gonna push them, and we'll kind of see how long it actually ends up being. Alright guys, so I just had my first experience pushing pixels through the Coro strips, and man, I definitely see why people get the pliers to push all of those pixels. Just after a few, I was like, wow. The guys at Boscoyo Studios, they were awesome. I asked them, I told them that I'd never used the strips before or anything. They sent me out a couple samples of the different types, the original versus the new. And I will say, man, the original was so much easier to push the pixels through than the new, but the new is also much sturdier and seems to be a little bit better quality. So I guess it really depends on what application you're looking at using those for, but let me show you what I've done. I'm super excited to see that by pushing the pixels into the strips, it really did not shorten the length of the string, but maybe by a foot, so that's awesome. Let me show you what we ended up with. I ran just a tad short on these samples for the 20-foot strings, but still, it's really cool. So let's take a look. All right, so you can see here, this is again at the very beginning of the tape measure. You can see the start of the choreo strip there and the pigtail, and so we're just going to keep walking down the line here. We've still got the strip. The strip actually ends at around 15 feet here, but you can see that I've got plenty of pixels still going, and they end up stopping now at about 20 foot is around the last pixel there. So super excited. So I'm assuming that the strand will probably end up being, with the strip and everything, around 19 feet or so. I've not actually calculated it out. I'm sure I can, but even 18, 19 feet, that will be great and should look awesome. So on to the next things. The next thing should be figuring out how to actually do the power injection. I've got to run and get some an extension cord, power cord for these from Harbor Freight or Lowe's. And I've got to figure that out. I've got to figure out how to actually build the enclosures and all that fun stuff. So I've got a ton to learn and do over the next month or two. But hopefully I'm going to get it all figured out in the next weekend or so that I can place a larger order with Ray. But again, thanks for watching.